Primos and its previous, the same kind of group of drug, the cyclosporin, created a revolution in transplantation about 30 years ago, by which they took care of one of the major issue with transplantation, which is rejection. Because if you put one organ from one person to another, it's going to be rejected. The immune system developed over billions of years to be able to identify a foreign antigen, a foreign body, and reject it. So cancer inhibition and tacrolimus, which is now used widely, is very good in controlling rejection. But it comes with a very heavy cost. And the heavy cost is just as an example, you're putting a kidney in a patient, a new kidney, and you give him tacrolimus, which is nephrotoxic. It's toxic to the kidney. So this is a kind of sounds like an absurd, right? Why are you giving a drug that actually causes damage to the kidney? You're doing that because you don't have choice. So we are here to provide a choice. We want a drug that's going to do as good as job, uh, and not less as a job, like tacrolimus to control rejection, but going to avoid some of the major consequences and costs that patient pay by using tacrolimus. Nephrotoxicity is one of them. Then you have toxic to the islet cell of the pancreas that causing diabetes. You have severe neurological consequences, like brain fog and tremor and insomnia, a problem to sleep, headaches, uh, hypertension, some other probably effect on overall cardiovascular system. All this create patients that are not happy. They're happy that the graft is working, and of course we need to avoid rejection, but overall patients are suffering. And I want to alert you to a paper that was just published last month in American Journal of Transplantation, when the American Society of Transplantation surveyed 10,000 patients about these particular issues. What bothers you? And what bothers them is everything I just mentioned. So it's all the tremor and the diabetes and the headaches and the hypertension and overall feeling with the brain fog and feeling like not well. So this is the real issues the patient are complaining about actually. So tegoprubart, which is a different mechanism of action, we can go into that in a minute if you want, is provides, a different type of drug, totally different, and avoiding all these side effects, as we proved in a phase 2 study we just concluded and presented in a kidney week in Houston in beginning of November. So one of the things we learned over the years that we were able to control rejection pretty well, and usually most of rejection happened in the first year. So controlling the rejection in the first year is of course very important, and tacrolimus doing well, and tegoprubart, as we showed, doing also well. The issue is here, of course, not the first year after transplant. We want patients to continue to enjoy the graft for years to come. And what we learn from that, or what over time, the experience shows that maintaining a kidney function in the first year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years is critical for long-term graft survival. Maintaining of kidney function and avoiding all kind of other complications, mainly cardiovascular issues and diabetes. So by using a CD-40 ligand blocker like tegoprubart, and maintaining good kidney function in the first year and after that, we are probably able to improve long-term graft survival and long-term function of the graft and have the patient enjoy the graft for more years to come, because avoiding all the nephrotoxicity and all the other stuff that's causing the graft to be lost earlier than we want. So it's really critical. And what developed in the last 2 or 3 years also is another new kind of concept. It's called the iBox, which the iBox takes, and it's a predictive model that based on what you see in the end of first year after transplantation, you can predict graft survival. And the main component there that is really important is the EGFR, is the function of the kidney. And if you keep the function of the kidney at 1 year in uh, the right level, you have a better chance for long-term graft survival. If you are nephrotoxic or causing the kidney function to deteriorate in the first year and continue after that, your long-term graft survival is also going to be jeopardized. So this is really critical. And the IBOX is now being discussed with the FDA if it's going to be part of assessment of new immunosuppressive drug. It wasn't approved yet. It was approved in Europe. Uh, this gives the emphasize how important is EGFR to maintain it from the day of the transplant forward in order to maximize the survival of the graft.